You want to make some extra cash with your tax sale foreclosure? I can teach you a trick. Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your number one source for real estate advice online. And in this video, we're going to talk about creative financing. Yay! So believe it or not, I've had my channel for about 6 years now. This is way before my sons were involved in this whole operation, but well, one of them at least is editing my videos, and we have a green screen. Do you like it? Look at that. It's awesome. But I've actually, way in the past, in one of my first years, probably like the first year, I've talked about creative financing in one of my videos. And back then, my videos didn't get a whole lot of views because I really didn't know how to make videos yet. They weren't very professional. They're probably not all that professional yet, but we're getting better. But that doesn't mean we don't know what we're doing in terms of real estate investing. We've been professional in that area for a very long time. And I want to teach you a little bit of a trick of what I do in order to make extra money with tax sale foreclosures that I buy. So very recently, I purchased a property for $9,500 in Macon-Bibb County in Georgia. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home, 800 square feet, and I bought it at a land bank auction. Now, as you know, if you've seen my channel, if you're here in Georgia, you know that Georgia doesn't sell deeds. Georgia has liens for sale. There's a redemption period of 1 year and a day, which in that time you can't really do anything with those properties. And the original homeowner can always come back and redeem the properties during that time, in which case you basically lose out on the chance to own that property in the future in exchange for getting a 20% penalty, basically, which is actually an amazing interest rate. But what Georgia does have, they have land bank auctions. And I made a video about this before. But very recently, I actually went to a land bank auction in Macon, Georgia. And in this auction, there was probably maybe about 200 people. There's another video I'm going to link at the bottom of this where you can actually see me bidding. And in this auction, I purchased a property that has a deed that is insurable, which basically means no redemption period. I can get a title insurance, I can get a mortgage on it, and I can do with it whatever I want. Yay! So what am I going to do with this? Macon-Bibb County is not a high-end county for real estate right now. Specifically, the properties that I buy are pretty much at the lower end of the scale in terms of price and value. And a lot of times I also buy properties that need a lot of repairs. And for that reason, it really doesn't help me to keep those properties as a rental. On top of that, I live about 3 hours away here in Savannah, Georgia. It doesn't really help me to keep those properties and make them into rentals because I really don't want to be a landlord down there, and I really don't want an investment project. I want to just make money with these properties. So what do I do? So what I've done with this property thus far, I basically took pictures and videos, and we can show you a little bit of the property here. And basically what we're going to do with this property, we're selling it with owner financing. How do you do that? Well, since you have the deed, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have anybody to respond to, you can sell the property in a lease to purchase option contract, or you can actually offer straight out owner financing. And the way you do that, you can advertise it in any number of avenues. I use Craigslist, sometimes I use the MLS, and I basically just say, we work with your credit, no banks needed, tell us how much you can afford per month, and we'll work some numbers out. We bought the property last week, and we've already had 3 to 4 interested parties that have contacted us that are really, really interested in purchasing it. They may not have good credit, they may not have a really solid history of making payments on any other loans, and might have a difficult time getting some sort of financing. So this would be an ideal deal for people like that. So what we offer them basically is a small down payment, an agreement to a specific payment per month, and then I'll work out how much that equals to in terms of the payment amount of the property, and I set the payment amount of the property, the actual sales price, up front. Usually when you get people that want to get owner financing, they don't really question the sales amount, they don't really negotiate because they're really more concerned about how much payment am I going to offer them per month. versus how much they can actually afford. So that is more their focus. So I basically ask people, how much can you afford? And we'll work with you. Now, the good thing about all of this is that I don't write over the deed to anybody unless all the payments are made. So this is basically a lease to purchase option type deal, but it could also be just a regular contract that says this is your property, you're responsible for the insurance, you're responsible for the taxes, and you're responsible to make the payments, but know that in case you do not make these payments, you need to relinquish the property to me. To basically, there will be a forfeiture clause in that contract, and in that case I'll just take the property back. So you're basically not going to be a homeowner, and you basically just rent it for that period of time. Now, some of my investor friends give the equity part back to the homeowner that can't make any more payments. There has to be some sort of agreement and contract for this. I have all these contracts and I use them frequently. And in that case, when you get the property back to you as a homeowner, if the homeowner that purchased the property from you can't make the payments anymore for whatever reason or some sort of default, then you basically turn around and try to sell the property again. And I've not done this before, and I hope that never happens, because I always hope that people actually pay off the properties I sell them to them. But what my fellow investors out in California have told me, that a lot of times when people default, they're able to resell the property 3 to 4 or 5 times over until somebody actually can pay it off. And they make extra money on the interest rate, basically, on these financing deals. So they're acting as the bank. It's called creative financing. It's very interesting, and I'm getting into this right now as well. And I think it's a win-win for everybody. The homeowner that purchases the property may not be able to ever get a property in their own name. This is their deal to get it in their name and get some sort of ownership in a home, as long as they make the payments, of course. And it's also a way for me to sell the property as is, whereas, and I can set the price for my property, and I don't have to get into any negotiating with the new homeowner, because they're actually more concerned about what the payment's going to be versus the actual sales price. And that saves me a lot of time. I don't have to do any repairs to the property. It is sold as is, where it is, and I basically walk away and have a steady income for the next 5-6 years, or however long we decide to finance this. And that works out great for me, works out great for the homeowner. They can do with the property whatever they wish. I'm not worried about them destroying it, because a lot of times these are already fixer-uppers. They can't be destroyed any further for the most part. And for the rest, we'll have insurance, and taxes will be paid by the homeowner as well. So these are some of the ways of how to make money creatively with creative financing on these tax sale foreclosure investments. So I hope this video was useful to you and helpful. Please subscribe to my channel so you might be notified when I put out new videos. Leave me comments, questions, suggestions, feedback, good, bad, ugly. I take it all. Also at the bottom of this video. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. And please don't forget to subscribe at my website for my newsletter for your free guide to real estate investing. I hope you have an amazing day and happy investing. Bye-bye. I really want the pyramids.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.